How many Kelly Clarkson songs can you name?
I can name 3.
20.
20?
Like
My wife, this is...
Wait, but you have... if you.
My wife, Kelly Clarkson, is my wife's
Yes.
favorite artist of all time.
I will fight her on that.
She I screwed up and she's not going. One time I met Kelly Clarkson and my wife, Kelly Clarkson, threw me under the bus.
She did throw him.
She said, "Wouldn't it be nice for me to meet you?" And I met your husband instead. It was on her birthday.
So a nice birthday present would have been if you brought her
you
instead.
brought your wife.
Yeah.
Is she coming tonight to the show?
Yeah, but she's not gonna meet Kelly.
Wow.
So I think I have to.
He's been sleeping on the couch for a year and a half now.
So my wife needs me to represent in this carry. So I'm saying 21.
You can't do 21 Kelly Clarkson songs. I'm tapping out. I know I can't do 20.
I'm tapping out of...
I guess I didn't think you were going to tap out.
I'm tapping out after 20. I thought I was going to win at 20. I don't know. Do it. Go.
Can you try 20?
Oh, my God.
Go.
Where's the list?
I don't know. You don't get a cheat sheet.
Oh, my God. Now I'm panicking.
Yeah. This is how it works.
Piece by piece.
Okay.
Since you've been gone.
Nice.
Okay.
Now I'm really drawing a blank.
Stop at 2, bro.
Yeah.
2.
All right, that's it. I'm out.
You can't even go to the concert with that.
Yeah.
I know so many.
Give your wife the meet and greet.
All right. Kelsey wins that round. You won that. You round 1 is all yours.
Okay.
All right,
I've
round
really
one.
done 20. You know the whole set list. That's not fair.
I know the whole set list.
Does she do 20 songs?
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't make her name them. not all 20.
She doesn't have to now because
I
you tried to puff your chest
I
up.
played the game.
I try to be so cool. Sorry to disappoint
That
you,
never
honey.
works.
Again, my life.
You're gonna have to buy a whole new couch.
Second question. How many classic Disney movies can you name?
Okay.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
8.
9. I got a 9.
Can you do? I'm tapping out at 8.
Really?
I'm scared. Yeah.
I think I can do 10.
Ooh! Do it. Challenge. Go.
You think I should?
What?
You think I should?
Should he
drop out?
challenge or you think he can do more?
Oh, I can't.
So you're tapping out?
I'm
Okay, you're tapping out. What do you think, Brett? You can do now.
You have like 3 seconds.
I know.
3, 2.
I can do 11.
1. Oh.
Do it.
You want to go to a 12? Go to 12.
What?
Kind of want to. Do it. No, I want you.
You
Yeah.
guys
I want
can
you.
name more
you-
Disney
blow it.
movies
No, I
than
want your
me?
foot. Yeah, I want his foot in his mouth. The whole
So
interview.
Courtney's classic is Courtney's ruling because I think she would consider classic differently. Just so
She's
everyone's clear. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Lion King,
Okay.
Aladdin.
Wow.
Like a Fantasia or
Yeah, that counts.
that sort of threw me off because I drew a blank on that.
Oh, you messed up the rhythm.
Cinderella, yeah.
Okay. You don't want to count that one.
2.
Isn't it Anastasia?
1.
5.
Oh, Anastasia. Oh,
No,
No,
Fantasia. No, Fantasia's the
Fantasia's one of
original
them.
one.
Oh,
That was-
really?
Yeah, but now you just gave me another one, Kelsey.
Yeah.
I got you.
Thank you.
Take it.
Thank
Take
you.
it.
Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, what is there?
Pocahontas.
Wait, we're running out of time.
What else have I named?
Mulan.
Mulan.
What are you doing?
Little Mermaid.
Kelsey,
Little
stop it.
Mermaid.
What are you doing?
9 to 10.
Cinderella.
Kelsey,
I
you're
said
up.
10.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Why are you doing this to
Yeah.
me?
Oh, I think that's 11 or 12, right? Did I
I
do
felt
it?
bad. I threw him under
That
the
was
bus for
9.
Kelly.
That was 9.
She's got 10. I got 2 more to go.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Two
2 more.
more.
I don't know.
Don't help him.
Things just came out.
Frozen. Oh, that's
Frozen.
right.
That's not
Yes.
a classic.
It is a
Frozen's a
classic.
classic. That's an
It is
instant
a classic.
An instant
And
classic.
then, and what else was I to do? Wreck-It Ralph. It was
Come
Disney movie,
on.
it wasn't Pixar.
This
It was a
was-
big
wait,
deal
hold
because I
on.
interviewed them. They told me not to say that. They said, don't bring up Pixar.
Yeah,
I'm going to
they
bring it
don't-
up now in another interview.
If there's a part 2, I think it counts as a classic.
Yeah. Boom. That's 12. That's
That-
victory.
But that was a tag team, so.
What do you get?
We did it together.
What do you
What?
get?
A high five.
Yeah.
High five. You
What?
just get to know the
Yeah,
other one.
why did you join the team on that
Well, because
one?
I really
We're
threw
now
him
a
under the bus
team.
for the Kelly thing.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, last
Okay,
round. Let's
last
go.
one. This
Somebody
is
get
gonna
that screenshot.
This is going to be very interesting because the boys don't know anything. So, how
Oh.
many Jonas Brothers songs can you name?
Come on.
Oh
I
my
named 2
God.
Kelly Clarkson, so 2.
It's actually been so long since I really committed to jamming. So maybe like 5 at the moment. I
I'm
know.
out.
I feel like a fake fan. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah, you gotta name
Go
5.
five.
I can't. I can't.
Okay.
You said you used to.
No, I-
Joe
when
Jonas
you
used
look
to be
me
my
in the-
boyfriend.
No,
No,
Nick.
I literally thought that I was going to marry Joe
Joe
Jonas.
Jonas. Yeah, Joe.
Sorry, honey.
Sorry, honey.
Sorry, honey.
You think your
he
husband
knows.
listens to our show?
When you look me in the eyes, year 3000.
I'm looking at Courtney. Is that right? Is that
Hello,
okay?
beautiful.
Ooh.
That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
Burning Up
Okay.
and SOS.
Wow.
That was it. She did it. There you go.
Yeah. Fly with me.
Wait, what are you doing?
Pom poms. I got you.
I got 5.
Yeah, we're a tag team a little bit more. Good
I
job. Nicely done.
feel like a good fan.
I think Kelsey
Yeah, I
won.
feel like I'm the big loser of this, considering
Kelsey
that
won.
y'all teamed up.
Yeah.
I
Tag
think Team
team.
Kelsey and Bret won, actually.
Now it's a team thing?
Yeah, we're a
Got
team.
it. You guys have T-shirts? It's not real.
We're getting them.
Got it.
We're going to wear them
Real,
to the
let's
Kelly
get
Clarkson meet and greets that
Sell
I don't
that
have
merch?
for my wife. Again.
Again.
Well, can you ask Kelly to do
I've
something
been
for his
tweeting
wife
at her.
or
She doesn't
something?
respond. I think
Figure
she probably thinks
something
I'm a weirdo.
Really? She probably has seen it.
And then didn't respond. Do you want to see the video?
Is that worse?
What?
Yeah, show her the video of when. So we were at the Billboard Music Awards. We're backstage. They told us not to take out our phones and do anything, and
Yeah,
Brett
they said,
goes
"Don't
for it.
say
He goes
anything."
for it.
And of
I love
course,
her so
"Hey,
much.
Hey, what's up, Katie? I hear your birthday's in 2 weeks. You know, it would have been a cool present if your husband would have brought you here so you could have met me.
Kelly, you're killing you're killing me.
You see that?
That's the best. I mean, you have that forever.
And then she didn't say happy birthday. She just like goes, yo, your husband sucks. Bye. Peace.
And you're like,
She said you have this forever. Like that's a good thing.
Yeah.
yeah, well,
She was actually super
Yeah.
excited. She was like, Kelly said my name.
yeah, exactly.
Well, listen,
exactly.
we got one of the biggest,
Same difference.
biggest stars, biggest pop stars in the world that says your name. That's pretty cool. And
I
yeah,
still
you're.
panic around her. I'm
Really?
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
You get starstruck?
I do. I get starstruck around everyone, but there are certain people that like I just have on such a pedestal, and I
Yeah.
have her on that.
Who are
so-
some of those people for you?
Well, it's interesting. Like Kelly and Taylor are both two of my big ones,
Mm.
and I'm friends with both of them. So I have to like switch hats.
I
Like,
worship
have-
my friends.
Well, yeah, it's weird. I have
It's
to be
actually
like,
kind of
we're
a
in friend mode,
cool
and then
thing,
other
yeah.
times I'm like, I'm your biggest fan.
Hey, you know it's interesting because you're on tour with like the biggest pop star in the world, and you were a writer before you right you had a writing deal before you did it, if I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
correctly,
yeah.
right? And so when you're writing these songs, and one, I don't know if you're writing them with like a genre in mind, right? And when you started, right, you became kind of like I don't know, lack of better words, radio's girl, right?
Oh,
For in the country world
Sure.
and stuff like that. And how was it taken the same way in the industry, or did you feel like there was a separation between where you were?
That's a good question. That's a deep question. Yes and no. I mean, I feel like sometimes there's like commercial and there's like cred,
Right.
and I feel like my favorite artists are the ones that have both. But it's hard to get both,
Right.
you know? And so, yeah, I think it's still part of my story that people don't really know that I like am a songwriter first. And,
Right.
I'm always like in the studio trying to be creative. That's what matters the most to me. So,
Yeah.
but it's because my first singles were such like happy-go-lucky, fun, flirty songs like Dibs and Love Me Like You Mean It and Yeah Boy,
Right,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think now it's kind of, I'm writing my next record right now, and I'm trying to really parallel those worlds.
You know,
a
it's
bit more.
interesting that like all your early stuff was these happy-go-lucky records, but I was just seeing like Pink talk about writing music, and she said art comes from pain. Do you feel like you're tapping into
Yeah.
the deeper part of you
Yeah.
and the more vulnerable parts, the raw parts, where you don't even want to talk about, but you can sing about or write about?
Yeah, I think I get bolder the more I kind of get to do this job. And on the last record, I definitely kind of went a little bit deeper. Even Miss Me More, my current single, it's a little more raw
Sure.
than the first record. But I think seeing that be accepted
Yeah.
and people like relating to those kind of darker songs makes me a little more like open to be like, okay, dig deeper. What now?
Is it a different mindset writing for someone else, or do you just write and then decide
just
after
write.
if
Yeah,
it's a
no.
song for me or not?
I never intentionally could be like, I'm going to
Yeah.
write this for X.
But when you
know?
first started, you almost had to, right? Because you didn't.
No, I really
Didn't
wanted
they
to
shop-
be an artist. So
Yeah.
I would always write as if it was for me. And
But the publishing deals, how's that work? Don't they they shop them right away? So it could go to
They
someone else.
sure
and you don't have
do.
to- right.
Yeah.
So you could be writing a song for you, and then somebody else sings it.
what was interesting was Love Me Like You Mean It was the song that they were like, we can't hear anyone else singing this. And I was like, so does that mean?
Yeah, perfect. Which means you wrote like the perfect song for you.
Yeah, and then that was the first thing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You talked about being like vulnerable and being able to take the risk. Is it being like people accepting it now? Is that what you're looking for? Is it easier for if the general public seems accepting more? What about the people closest to in your life when you write about those vulnerable songs? They have no say in it, but then but people are liking this. What is that conversation
Yeah.
like at home when you tap into that?
I actually had two of my really good friends over last night to the house who work in music, but they work on the publishing side, so they just hear a bunch of songs all the time. And I played them this group of songs that I've been working on, and I was like, "What are you hearing? What's working? Like what?" And there were two songs that they were like, do that more, like get deeper. That's good, you know. And then there were some that I thought were like jams that they're like, no, you're not saying anything.
Like Ariana Grande writes "Thank You Next" about her exes. And we talked a little bit about if she reached out to him. would you reach out to a song that you wrote about your ex and go, this song's about you, just so you know it's coming out, or it's your song, your story?
Well, I wrote my first like 3 singles with my ex, and so when I was making this record called Unapologetically, it's a narrative, it's a story, like a timeline, and so the whole first part of the record's about him. So yeah, I sat down with him and I was like, hey, so I know we're cool now,
right?
It's all good, but like I have this song called
What if he wasn't okay with it?
You're not gonna like.
So it doesn't matter, and I think that's part of the question,
permission,
right? You weren't asking for permission; you were just letting him know.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, just heads up.
We talk about that
But
all the time.
All the time.
I'm a big person. I'm a big believer that it's not. They don't have a say.
Yeah,
it's your story to tell.
It's just kind of like, hey, heads
You're
up.
in my story. You're living my life. You don't have to be part of my life. Where Scotty,
I struggle with that.
Yeah, he struggles with it. He thinks you need to ask for permission. I was like, dude, it's your story.
No.
You want to be part of my life? This is part of my story.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
But I did have to sit down. The
question was just to prove a point. Okay.
It kind of was.
But Team Bret and Kelsey over there.
Sorry. Oh my God.
But we've had this discussion like in depthly because we have to be vulnerable on our show
I'm
too.
sure people have different perspectives.
Sure. Was there any decision making that had to go into the fact of going on tour with Kelly Clarkson as a pop singer as opposed to doing a country tour? People get weird about the genre stuff sometimes.
They do. Country's really protective of country community, which I respect.
I feel like Kelly's kind of special though.
Kelly is like an honorary country member.
Right. Okay. Right. That's what I thought. But
she really is. But I think it's a really cool time because country is kind of being really open right now with all these collaborations and with Meant to Be crossing over so massively in Body, like a background now Tequila, and then my song with the Chainsmokers, Miriam Was Said. Like there's so much happening that's kind of blending our worlds.
Yeah.
And I honestly think it's bringing more listeners to country, which is great for us. So I think it's a good time to kind of keep dipping our toes in other ponds, just so people are like, oh, I like that song. I didn't know that was a country singer. I'm going to go listen more.
Well, in the future, will we see more crossover stuff from you? Is that what we can expect? Cool.
And you got the country, you obviously with the Chainsmokers. Just a final thought. You guys are making it to the top of the charts in these pop world as women, but not in country. Does that bother you? Is that something that's on your mind all the time? I mean, what changes that? I mean, I know the narrative is being they're trying to change it.
I know it's been such a conversation for a couple of years now. I don't have the answer. I don't know. Yeah. I will say though, I know that the conversation is now being like, we have to play women. Like there's like this is embarrassing. You know what I mean? And God, there's a new artist now called Tennille Towns. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
She's epic and like she's
great.
getting crazy airplay and like obviously Marin and
it's great.
And my single's doing all right. So it's like it's starting to, I think.
Well, you changed the sound, I think, ever since you stepped on. The people thought you were a little bit like, I don't know, to the left, your sound, and now you are people with the thing people are looking up to and go, I'm gonna. It sounds like Kelsea Ballerini.
Thanks.
So that's pretty cool. So congratulations,
Thanks.
that's amazing, and I think the narrative is going to change with people like you. So have
thanks.
fun at the show. Let Kelly know that Bret's wife Katie is thinking about her.
Well, I'm gonna be on stage now with her. We're doing the whole thing together now. It's
Team
Kelsea
and Bret.
We're doing it together now.
Yeah.
All right, thank
you sing the songs.
Thank you both for coming
I
by.
can't sing. I'm just a hype guy.
Okay, perfect.
You don't want
Thank
that.
y'all. Yeah.